What an emotional night at Paradise. Celtic edged past Dundee 1-0 with Dyson Maida's early goal, and Martin O'Neill said a perfect goodbye after an incredible interim spell. Wilfried Nancy was confirmed as the new boss just before kickoff. Chris Sutton had massive praise for O'Neill, and the Green Brigade defied their ban with a powerful statement. This was a night nobody will forget. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Martin O'Neill closed the gap on Scottish Premiership leaders' hearts as he delivered one final victory for Celtic. Dyson Maida's brave 11th minute header proved enough to hand O'Neill a 1-0 victory over Dundee in his farewell match before making way for Wilfried Nancy, whose appointment was confirmed less than an hour before kickoff. It was O'Neill's 7th win in 8 matches since returning to Celtic Park, 20 years after his initial spell in charge ended. Celtic were 8 points adrift of Hearts when O'Neill and Sean Maloney were placed in interim charge in the wake of Brendan Rodgers' sudden exit in late October. The 73-year-old leaves with Celtic now trailing the league leaders on goal difference with a game in hand. O'Neill's players could have given their manager a less stressful swan song, but could not build on their flying start, and Dundee caused some nervy moments for the home support. Anti-board chants rang out along with tributes to O'Neill in a reminder that Nancy inherits a disunited club, despite the platform to challenge in the League and Europa League, as well as a Premier Sports Cup final to look forward to in his third match. His first two come against Hearts and Roma. Celtic were quickly on the front foot, and Maida and Reo Hatate threatened from long range before the breakthrough. Yang Hyun-jun continued his rejuvenation under O'Neill by forcing a save from John McCracken after a lofted pass from Hatate, and Maida headed home the rebound before being caught by the head of Luke Graham in a hefty collision. Celtic played with 10 men for several minutes before the Japan forward re-emerged from the tunnel sporting a bandage and a black eye. Celtic continued to press, and Arne Engels and Yang had chances before Marcelo Saracchi forced a good save. Dundee kept the pressure on until Maida hit the post on a stoppage time breakaway before the full-time whistle prompted chants of Martin O'Neill around Celtic Park. When the final whistle went, the supporters rose to salute him, and O'Neill, as he has throughout his career, spoke directly from the heart. Walking out to the centre circle, applauding each stand in turn, he gathered the players around him before delivering a short but powerful message. O'Neill did not hide the pride he felt in guiding Celtic once again. He described the spell as the time of his life, a remark that visibly moved several players standing behind him. Though he has managed in high-pressure environments across his career, his bond with Celtic remains unlike any other, and that connection was clear in every word he said. He finished his message with a simple, stirring note to the supporters. Don't forget why you are the best fans in the world. The noise that followed said everything about how deeply that sentiment resonated. O'Neill's understanding of Celtic's identity, the emotion, the noise, the expectation, is natural and instinctive, and he once again tapped into the unity that defines great periods in the club's history. Now for the main story, as Chris Sutton has paid a brilliant tribute to Martin O'Neill after his final match as Celtic's interim manager. O'Neill stepped into the role at a moment when Celtic were under real pressure, short of confidence and struggling for rhythm. His 8 matches brought a transformation in attitude and performance, guiding the team into a cup final, reigniting their Europa League hopes, and dragging them back into the title race. For many inside the ground on Wednesday night, his farewell felt like a moment that carried real meaning. Sutton, one of O'Neill's most trusted players from his first spell in charge, and now one of the most prominent voices around Celtic, reacted immediately after the match to salute the job done by his former manager. His analysis captured both the difficulty of the situation O'Neill walked into and the quality of the work he delivered in such a short time. Sutton tweeted, "Well done to Martin O'Neill. Superb to win 7 out of 8 and hand over to his successor with Celtic level on points with Hearts and a game in hand. What a brilliant job at a difficult time for the football club." Sutton's praise reflects the wider feeling around Celtic after O'Neill's final match. The interim spell could easily have drifted, but instead it became a run that re-energised the club. The win at Easter Road, the resilience shown at Feyenoord, and the composed performance against Dundee all pointed to a team regaining its competitive edge. Sutton's words carried added weight because he knows exactly what O'Neill demands and what he brings to a dressing room. The reference to a difficult time acknowledged the context O'Neill inherited, a squad stretched by injuries, a demanding schedule, and a league table beginning to pull away. That he managed to haul Celtic back level with Hearts while guiding them into a cup final underlined why Sutton, along with many others, viewed his contribution as crucial. In other news, Celtic have officially confirmed Wilfried Nancy as their new permanent manager on a 2.5-year deal. The 48-year-old arrives from MLS side Columbus Crew, where he won the MLS Cup and the Leagues Cup, to become Brendan Rodgers' permanent successor after he quit Parkhead for a second time in October. Nancy's appointment was confirmed less than an hour before kickoff against Dundee on Wednesday night, bringing an end to weeks of speculation and uncertainty around the club. Nancy's first match will be against Scottish Premiership leaders Hearts on Sunday, live on Sky Sports, with the Frenchman officially taking over from interim boss Martin O'Neill on Thursday. That is the first of three key fixtures within his first week as Hoops boss, with Celtic then hosting Roma in the Europa League next Thursday before taking on St Mirren in the League Cup final at Hampden Park next Sunday. I am so happy to be named Celtic manager. It is a massive honour for myself and my family, Nancy said after his appointment. Before I say anything else, I want to do one thing. I want to thank the great Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney for all they have done in recent weeks with the team. The job they have done has been fantastic. These guys have given so much to the club across so many years, and I know our fans, like me, all recognise the brilliant job they have done during this recent period. Now it's up to me to carry on this great work and carry our great club forward, and I can't wait to get going and become part of such a brilliant institution. Celtic is one of the world's proper football clubs, real atmosphere and heart and soul, real high standards and real demands, which I am ready for. In other news, Celtic's spat with the Green Brigade has reached a breaking point, but the group defied their indefinite ban by appearing at Paradise on Wednesday night. Celtic have cited issues with fan behaviour at matches in their recent decision to ban the group indefinitely from matches at Celtic Park and elsewhere. The Celtic Fans Collective have raised concerns about the club's lack of dialogue with the GB, as well as the perceived targeted arrests of members, but the club have doubled down on their decision, saying that they have been left with no choice but to continue the ban indefinitely. Things have taken another twist on Wednesday night, with the group once again present at Celtic Park, despite seats visibly being hidden in the safe standing section. Match-going fans will know that the Green Brigade aren't the only singing section in the ground. The boys operate in the opposite corner, between the jock stein and main stands, and in a statement to go along with their presence, the group quoted one of Celtic's great icons. The banner reads, "They're there and they're always there. Don't forget it. It isn't finished there either." A banner aimed at the board, both in direction and words, labels them parasites. Lastly, Martin O'Neill has been named the Scottish Premiership Manager of the Month for November, capping off a remarkable interim spell at Celtic. O'Neill has overseen a 100% league record in the Premiership during November, steadying a club engulfed in off-field turmoil and dragging Celtic back into the title race. Last night's match against Dundee was his final game before Wilfried Nancy arrives, and O'Neill signed off with one last win before riding into the sunset. It was a brilliant touch to see him photographed with his entire interim backroom team beside the award, recognition for a group who were thrown in at short notice and have delivered big performances. And make no mistake, interim managers winning Manager of the Month is extremely uncommon. So, what did you think of Martin O'Neill's emotional farewell? Does he deserve legendary status for what he's done in just 8 games? And will Wilfried Nancy live up to the platform O'Neill has given him, or is Sunday against Hearts going to be a baptism of fire? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.